police chasing this stolen taxi cab as we speak.
Ralph Rayburn over the scene in Skyforce HD. Ralph, what is up?
We've seen some crazy driving in South Florida, but this guy in the taxi cab right now is going to be up at the top of the list. He is northbound on the turnpike. We just passed Okeechobee Road. Sweetwater police spotted this vehicle. It was stolen. It was reported stolen earlier today. They started to follow the vehicle, and it came northbound on the turnpike at a very, very high rate of speed. Just a short time ago, it actually spun out in the middle of the roadway here northbound. Was struck by a police car that tried to do a tip drill to disable it, and it was able to survive that tip drill, and is now continuing to go northbound on the turnpike here. We're doing 113 miles an hour as we follow this vehicle as it zips past traffic. He's been using the breakdown lanes on the inside lane of the turnpike as he continues to go northbound. We're coming up on the curb of the turnpike, and I'm just going to spot my GPS here for a second, and I'm seeing that we're just passing 107th Avenue, and we're starting to make that big sweeping turn that comes east on the turnpike as he goes into the breakdown lane on the right-hand side. We have Sweetwater police, undercover officers, and people, folks from the Doral Police Department here that have joined in this chase. It was on the turnpike. The driver of the cab here got off and was on 58th Street, went east to 114th Avenue, north to 74th Street, and then back westbound, got onto the turnpike, and then continued northbound. When this is over, we will have video for you of the spin out on the roadway here on the turnpike going northbound as he continues now northbound. I'm going to look back at the GPS one more time here and tell you that we're coming up to the intersection north of 100. They're just missing a vehicle. Wow. 183rd Street, the intersection of 183rd, I-75, and the turnpike. We're going to see, let's see, we'll bring the camera back out here and just show you where he is here. We can go, you can take 75 northbound. It looks like he might end up on 75 northbound, and that's what he's going to do here. He's on the flyover here. They're advising the Miramar Police Department and the Pines Police Department that this vehicle, they've given the description out of the driver as he continues to swerve in and out of traffic here going northbound. Here he's going to run into slower moving traffic here. Very dangerous situation, obviously. And again, we want to advise everybody that we are showing this live, and what you see here is what you see. So if this is something that you don't think is appropriate, then might be time to seek an alternate viewing choice for the next few minutes. But in the meantime, the vehicle now in the 6 lanes that go, 5 or 6 lanes that go northbound. Police officers, as we said earlier, are in pursuit of this yellow taxi cab. It was reported stolen out of the area of Sweetwater earlier today. It was spotted by Sweetwater police. They followed the vehicle. They've been waiting for the police department's aviation unit to get up, launching from either Opelika, and now they've actually, we're hearing that they notified the Broward Sheriff's Office also, so they may have an aviation unit that may be responding up here. But there are a number of police officers. Okay, we're getting off at Miramar Parkway, I'm being told by my pilot, Joe Mancino, and he's going to be going around a lot of slower vehicles.
Well, now he's going to be running into some traffic in Miramar Parkway, isn't he, Ralph? He's going to have to be forced to slow down a little bit.
Very, very dangerous. You're right. You're correct, Belle.
And we've seen our fair share of not crashes, of chases, but this guy is really going fast. It's been a while since we've seen someone go this fast.
Yeah, he's flying, and it looks like he's not going to stop until he either gets involved in an accident here as he turns to go eastbound on Miramar Parkway here, east of the turnpike now. And we're going to be running into much slower traffic here because there's a heavy buildup. We have stoplights up here. Let's see what happens with this stoplight. Well, right now he's catching the green light on at this intersection right here.
Once you get up there, you've got a commercial area and residential.
Underneath this, Joe. Yeah, he's going into a residential neighborhood here.
Well, maybe he's heading to someone's house. He's got a destination in mind, it appears, if he got off. I mean, because that could have been a bad move with all that traffic.
Right.
Well, once you get it,
he's going into the area of gated communities off 149th Street, just south of Miramar Parkway. And as you see, let's see where he's going to end.
And that's that area there. You're talking about cul-de-sacs and tract housing and all those.
Yeah. It's a dead end. Or yeah. My pilot's telling me that up ahead, it's not. Well, it's not a dead end, but there's not going to be he's not going to have too many options here. If he makes a right turn, I'm being told it'll be his only way out of here. Otherwise, he's going to be in a bad way. As you see him cross the double line there, this guy is obviously.
And he's still flying through this residential neighborhood.
Yeah, you're correct about that.
And again, to set the stage for folks at home, just to bring them up to date who tuned in, this is now Miramar. He jumped off of 75 on the Miramar Parkway and now heading into one of these residential communities there in the heart of Miramar.
Right, now you can see he's going through a gated community.
Blowing right
there,
past the guard gate.
Right, trying to get him to stop. Broke the gate, took the gate out.
The gate.
Right, now he's coming back out.
Well, he obviously figured out he didn't have many options
on that
there.
same road. Now, if the police have been able to keep up with him and know where he is, and if anybody back there at the station wants to clue them in that we're directly overhead, that he's got police coming straight at him right now. And there's a police officer right there. You see him. He's going to be backing up, and now another police car there. He just went by going the other direction, so he is northbound, Belkys and Craig. And
so you're saying the officers are coming in his direction. They're coming at him, and he's still just blowing right past them.
But he's heading back toward the parkway.
Right, he did hit that cul-de-sac we were talking about, made a U-turn. We got 3 police cars up ahead here that he's going to have some difficulty with. Let's see what they do here. How are we on fuel, Joe? Okay.
He either knows exactly where he's going and he's trying to, you know, he knows these roads and is trying to get away from police, or if not...
Or didn't and figured I got to turn around.
Or just figured I better make a quick U-turn here because I'm stuck at a guard gate here. And that guard is still like, huh?
All right, Miramar Parkway, right. The guard's got a story to tell right there. Now he's turning back onto Miramar Parkway, eastbound from that roughly 149th Street address that we gave you there. Continuing eastbound, and just, I don't know, he's...
So we're back on Miramar now, right, Ralph?
Yeah, we are. We're on Miramar Parkway.
So he's on Miramar Parkway, okay, but he's just squeezing through cars and just being downright absolutely reckless. I'm surprised we haven't seen more crashes.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a couple of fender benders that are going to be reported in relationship to this pursuit here. Again, police officers keeping their distance. There's nobody. I'm looking out my window right now, and I would say that at least a good quarter of a mile back, that's where they are. Joe, are there any aviation units up yet? No, we haven't heard anything from the police from the aviation units, helicopters that would normally be up here. But he's continuing eastbound. Let's see. We're coming up to Flamingo Road, so that's give you a landmark to let you know where he's headed. Again, I'm going to give you our speed right now is 88 miles an hour, obviously much faster than the speed limit down there on Miramar Parkway. As we come to this intersection, let's see what happens here as he tries to go. You can see a vehicle, that little Volkswagen Beetle, moving out of the way as he comes up to the intersection here. Let me zoom out just enough to show you there's it.
Oh boy.
Okay, so now we're coming up to Flamingo.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, right.
This is where it gets scary. Just cuts people off and
almost hits the truck there. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that is where it gets scary, when he gets sort of blocked into traffic and then he just makes these crazy turns and crazy moves, and people around him are just left scratching their heads wondering what is going on.
Okay,
now he's pulling off the side of the road.
He's slowing down. He's crossed the roadway now. This is just north of the
going opposite traffic.
Flamingo Road. Yeah. Yeah, he's in a shopping center. He's also being followed now by this vehicle. I don't know if this vehicle's involved, if it's an undercover officer or what it is. We've got Highway Patrol coming up in here behind him. There's a Highway Patrol officer's vehicle. All right, let's see what happens.
And he's slowing down. It appears that he's slowing down.
There.
This is going to be over here pretty quick. The guy's
getting ready to bail. Oh my goodness, he's jumping and running.
There he goes.
All right.
On the run, being chased by the police officer.
It's the park and ditch.
All right. Well, let's see how fast he goes and how far. He's done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's pretty much done.
If you've got half a brain there, guy, just stop right there. Okay, maybe he doesn't have the half a brain.
He's trying to, okay.
And there we go.
And here we go, and it's done.
So it looks like we've got the Highway Patrol officers who helped collar this guy, not off of Flamingo Road, where he ditched the vehicle. He made a run for it on foot. Highway Patrol, another agency involved in unmarked unit.
Perhaps an undercover
unit. Might have been BSO. Who helped join in to collar this guy.
At one point we had Sweetwater, Doral, Miramar, several departments chasing him during this chase. It's been going on now for what? Maybe 20? We've had it on for about 15 minutes?
We've had it on for a good 15 minutes or so.
Listen, you guys, we're gonna contact our desk and let them know exactly where this bailout is. It's behind a shopping center here, right off of Flamingo Road, just to the south. It's in the back. Let me bring the camera back out. We have about 2.5 minutes before we absolutely have to get fuel. You can see all the police officers here, agencies from Dade and Broward County, Sweetwater. We had Doral units here, undercover officers. We actually had police officers on their way home from work and on their way to work that joined in this pursuit. Took an FHP officer about a good 50-yard dash along with the assistance of this unmarked vehicle here to take the subject in custody. He was wanted. I guess he's wanted for driving a stolen vehicle and fleeing the police. So that's what we've got for you here in Skyforce HD. I'm sorry, but we do have to get out of here.
We understand. Ralph Rayburn, great hustle as always, bringing us the only pictures in South Florida of this chase as it unfolded on the Turnpike on 75, ultimately just off of Flamingo Road there.
And Miramar Parkway.
Yeah, and they finally got this guy.
And we're in a parking lot, and again, Doral, Sweetwater Police, Miami-Dade units, Broward County units, FHP, and an unmarked vehicle all pitching in to help bring this man out of the car, under control, under arrest, because he was really a hazard on the roadways for quite a while. Thank you, Ralph, for keeping us abreast on the situation, and of course we will definitely...
It's all started with a carjacking in Cocoa. Two men, well, a guy in this truck, we believe, offered two men a ride for money. They get in that truck and then carjack the guy at knife point. So then they take this vehicle, and that's when the chase ensued. I believe this happened about 1:30 in the afternoon. We're picking up on it over the last 10, 15 minutes or so. So Mike Brooks with us, HLN law enforcement analyst, as we watch this. We've seen, Mike, at least early on in this chase, when we first started watching this about 10, 15 minutes ago, some erratic moves, wheeling around, basically doing U-turns on the freeway. Now a little more... I wouldn't call it safe driving, because we know the speeds had reached about 110 miles an hour. So what are you doing at law enforcement? We know they were kind of backing off a little bit because of some of this erratic driving.
Well, there's not a lot of exits off. This is Route 17. It's south of Orlando, a toll road, Mike, and there's not a lot of exits of where these two are driving right now. So, you know, what is the plan for law enforcement? That remains to be seen. Are they able to get in front of this guy? And I can tell you, in Florida, they do have a mutual aid frequency, just like we were talking about yesterday out in California. California does, and so you've got a number of different agencies, most likely because it started in Brevard, and Cocoa, and then you also have Orange County. You've got Orlando, who may also be involved, and the Florida Highway Patrol. So there we see a Florida Highway Patrol helicopter right there hovering, keeping an eye on this guy. We just saw it as our helicopter from our affiliate WFTV was keeping an eye. You saw that Sheriff's Office helicopter just got, and you see a unit on the right-hand shoulder right there. So it's going to take him a little while, though, because he's going probably around 80 miles an hour right now, Mike. And again, you worry about, number one, the safety of the community, the safety of the citizens who are driving on this road, and the safety of the law enforcement officers. We said yesterday, you know, that was a great case. Everybody went home at the end of the tour. You know, everybody goes home, which is always a great thing. And we hope that same thing turns out today. But it looks like not a whole lot in front of him right now, and not a lot of exits. So are some of the deputies able to get out in front of this guy, lay down some spike strips? That could be a plan. But is he going too fast, possibly, to even try a pit maneuver? And it would be difficult sometimes to perform a pit maneuver, because you've got a fairly long bed on this truck here, you know, with a vehicle. With a pickup truck, sometimes a little hard. I've seen one case that we had one time, Mike, if you recall. It was a pickup truck. You see these units along the road there. It was a pickup truck, and they got a law enforcement pickup truck with a crash bar on the front to do a pit maneuver and wiped him out. But, you know, is that going to happen here? We don't know. We just hope it turns out safely and no one's injured.
Christy, go ahead.
Mike, I'm curious, because I know this happens on some routes, but because this is a toll route, are they, all of a sudden the traffic just disappeared. Do you think they're stopping people from getting on or off, or getting on exits at this point? Right,
well, there hasn't been many exits coming on and off this roadway for quite some time. We've been watching this. Right, Brevard County Police just joined pursuit, and looks like he's on the shoulder. Looked like his left front tire is wiped out. Yep. It was a spike strip that he ran over from one of those officers that we saw on the side of the roadway. They got him down. So that's a good point. They didn't allow any cars on because there's no exits, and now they laid out the spike strips. So now he's going the wrong way on the road. He crossed the median, and you see right there, just head on into a vehicle. So this looks like it's going to be the end of pursuit. Is he going to bail out? That remains to be seen.
Is that a police car right there, Mike? On the left-hand side, he's trying to go. That's not. No, I guess they're just all stopped.
Yep, he's now, and you see the people on the other side of 417 trying to get out of the way. Now, this is a good time to do a pit maneuver, and we see
slower
one coming
speeds,
up.
right?
A little slower. There we go. Well, because he has no control in steering. Now, here's another vehicle here. They're going to box him in, hopefully right here by this state bed truck.
And you have to consider the safety.
There it is right now. Now, you want to try to get a unit in front of him. There you go.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, get it. He's still going. Now, that unit is going to come around. Now, are these people in there armed? We know they at least had a knife. So you're going to see officers approach it cautiously and try to take this guy down. You see the officer in front getting out, running to cover. You want to get behind the vehicle. And you see that canine dog like we were talking about yesterday. If they want to get out and bail out and run, they got something for that, too.
Okay.
So now they're going to go ahead. And you see the officers using extreme caution. They're going to go ahead and perform, like we saw yesterday, what they call a felony traffic stop. They're going to go ahead and there's one out already.
Wow.
It looks like a female. Down. They're going to have her get down on the ground. Now, go ahead and deal with the driver. Now, they've got control of her. They put her down. You see the deputy with her down there. Now they're going to get him out. What they usually try to do is take the keys out of the ignition with your left hand and drop them out of the window, and then open the vehicle, step out, and with them, have them walk backwards to them. And sometimes you'll have them turn part the way around to see if they have any weapons in their waistband. You see the deputy on the left instructing him on exactly what to do.
So that person, there's your point man, basically, who's establishing communication with this person inside?
It could be, yes. That could be his initial communication. Then the officers in the back who had the best view of him, the best control, they're the ones that are going to go ahead and give him instructions. You know, again, we want to make sure that no one is injured because this is a very crucial point of this right now. And you see him, he's going to try to take off again. He rolled the window back up. You see his left and front, his front tires. Now he's trying to back up again. I tell you what, this could be, could turn out really badly here. This could because that vehicle can be considered as a weapon. That vehicle.
So what's your next move here, Mike? Forgive me, Christy.
No, I mean it's the deputy's call here. If they try to run over one of the deputies, you know, it could turn out poorly for that perpetrator behind the wheel. Now it looks like he's sticking his hand out. Maybe he is throwing the keys out now. So maybe he has decided to go ahead and give up this pursuit. Again, he tried to take off with at least 2, possibly it looks like 3 flat tires. So now they're dealing with him. We see him with his arm out. And again, you always have to consider that the person inside is armed and extremely dangerous.
I have to assume they're really interrogating that first person that exited the vehicle, obviously, right now, to get information from her on what he might have in that truck.
Exactly. And you saw that deputy just pull his car right up to the front. So make sure that vehicle doesn't take off. You got another one pulling up right behind him.
You've got almost a dozen cars around him at this point.
He is not going anywhere at all. So now this could be a negotiation. It could, because a lot of times when you get an incident like this, you get someone who is so desperate, it sometimes turns into a possible suicide situation. We don't know if that is the case in this particular chase, but he has not got the driver. He or she has not gotten out of that pickup truck as of yet.
Okay, I've got to ask here as we watch that unfold. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like that where someone is stopped and they decide they're going to try and crank it into gear and take off again. What would lead to the use of lethal force? I mean, is that something where possibly you would shoot, Mike? Or is that still no, and you're just still trying to, because you got wheels falling off, how far is the guy really going to go?
Well, as I said, you can always consider that pickup truck as a weapon. If he tried to run over one of the law enforcement officers, it looks like they have him out of the truck now. We don't know. We know there was at least 2 people in the truck. They have him there in the black T-shirt, yanked him out. Now they'll go ahead and make sure.
They're being cautious, aren't they?
And there's another person. There's another woman.
Okay.
There's another woman. So, is it a possibility that one of these women could be the owner of this truck? That's where we're possibly here. Is there anybody else inside that truck? They're going to go ahead and clear that vehicle. There's a possibility there could be someone else inside of this truck. You see someone hanging, their arms hanging out of the driver's side. You see 2 hands hanging out. Now, they probably told him to show their hands because, number one, that's what you want to see. You know, you want to see those hands. Even if they look at you, you know, bad, look in the eye, they can't kill you with your eyes. They can only kill you with their hands. So, again, we got that canine unit in there. If this person refuses to come out of that truck, they may send the canine dog in to use it as a kind of a helpful persuader, if you will. And it looks like that's exactly what's happening. It looks like they put the canine dog in.
There he goes.
And he came out the other side. So there you go. That's a good use of a canine.
Went right down. Was there a stun gun, taser possibly used here?
No, I think what was used was the teeth of that that German Shepherd or Malinois that went in the opposite side. They probably said, "Come out, and we're going to send the dog in." I know I had a case one time of a guy who was in the stairwell. He wouldn't come out of the stairwell. We got the canine dog, put it right down the stairwell. He came right out. And, you know, they're telling him, good boy on this particular case. And they'll go ahead and clear the rest of this vehicle and make sure that, in fact, well, it looks like they may have used a stun gun on him also.
Does it look like he went down?
Yeah.
And we've seen, obviously, different surveillance
looks
things.
like
Mike, you're very experienced with that.
Looks like 2 stun guns. You see, I see the leads coming off of, there's a stun gun, model X26 that law enforcement officers use on a regular basis. And you see the leads coming off of him because what they'll do is they'll have an EMS unit come there and treat him, and then those barbs will have to be removed at the hospital. But it looks like everything is under control here at the scene, Mike, with the canine dog coming in, and you saw it. You were right there. They did use 2 officers used a taser on him because he was showing his hands, so they knew that there was no deadly force that he could use against him, and they went ahead and used the taser, which is called less than lethal force. We don't like to say non-lethal. We say less than lethal. And now that perpetrator with no shirt on is in police custody, and looks like everyone's going to be going home here in this particular case, too.
It would seem like the perfect time to use taser stun gun because, I mean, he was not cooperating. He tried to take off numerous times, and even the dog flushed him out of the vehicle. So, hey, use it.
You know what?
Get him to go down.
That's exactly right. Because all they could see, Mike, was his hands, and as he comes out of there, there's always a possibility you could have some kind of weapon in your waistband. They don't want to take any chances. They went ahead and did what they thought was the right thing, using two of the deputies, 2 of the officers, using the taser, and again, an excellent weapon, especially in situations like this, and of controlling someone, and that's what it is. It's an ECD, electronic control device. That's what a taser